Let's talk about Newcastle. Let's talk about Chelsea. St James's Park. So Mauricio Pochettino's just come off a 4-4 draw just before the break. One of the better performances in his head. You can start to see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We can see where we're going. And then we go St James's Park. We concede 4. And in his words, not ours, it was one of the worst performances of the season. Pochettino was sitting in the stand, so he got a good look at it from an aerial view. Was very, very angry at the press conference. Defensively, they were shambolic. Chelsea, I watched a highlight package last night. I mean, Buddy Shield was in. Thiago Silva, I have to say, is not in his best form. Reece James, your captain, gets sent off for 2 silly yellow cards. A little harsh, but he gets sent off in the end. Cucurella wasn't great. I kind of feel like this is what we're going to be with Chelsea. This is it. Up and down, up and down. Great game, look good, not so good, not so good.
Yeah. It's a consequence of a lot of young players, a lot of new players, players that we've said before, we're not sure they're good enough to be effective as Chelsea players in terms of where they want to be. And Todd Bowley's looking for players that can play in the best Premier League season. We know that.
90 to 100 points.
He wants to produce a team that's capable of 90 to 100 points in a season. Obviously way off that right now. They're mid-table. I really like Pochettino. This is not a Pochettino thing. I don't know whether that's going to start being a thing with people in the game or Chelsea. I don't know. I can't imagine anything to do with him. But that's not the problem right now. They've got a lot of work to do, Rob, and those players have got a lot of work to do. Maybe the sporting directors. There's 2 of them at the football club. Have got a bit of work to do in January, etc., etc. And again, this wasn't one of our main games this weekend. There's one of those windows of all the games going on, so we didn't get a detailed look at it all. I did see the goals though, Rob, and I saw Newcastle United, and I can't help but love the way that they power through. They find ways, and one player that almost got my underappreciated is Anthony Gordon, and his maturity at this club, his progression, the excellent management of his manager Eddie Howe, the persistence at times early season, Rob, where I thought he was a little bit wishy-washy on the left-hand side. I like his sharpness, I like his speed.
There was a thought that he wouldn't be in the team with Harvey Barnes
coming to the club. But I mean, what another good acquisition, and well managed to get the best out of him, like all the other signings under Eddie Howe pretty much. I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 that haven't been so great, but another player that deserves a mention and deserves maybe an England call-up. That's the thought.
Well, Scotty's call-up, because he's also eligible for Scotland, and there was talk this week that maybe Steve Clarke might go and try and nab him if he doesn't get an England thing, which would be a shame for England and maybe a loss from Elliott's point of view. Jamal Lascelles as well, Rob, is one. I think we might have given him underappreciated the last few weeks, but I talked about him coming in instead of Botman. Apparently brilliant in the dressing room, is a captain of the football club, leads by example, makes sure he regulates things. There's some good people around Eddie Howe, not only in his coaching staff, but your Trippiers, your Wilsons, your Lascelles. He's got Dan Burn. You get the sense that they regulate things and make sure everybody's in training's right, and timekeeping, all those little things that can creep in, Rob, that sometimes start to have an effect on your club. You get this sense none of that's happening at Newcastle.
Do you think, as a football club and a team, Newcastle United are a little underappreciated as a team? I'll tell you for why, Rob. I remember a big seminar by this big sports statistician about the Premier League and points and all that. Well, I might have said this before. I apologise if I'm going over old ground here. But this person was saying that goal difference is a better gauge of how good the team is over a course of a season, because points can... the table can, in this guy's opinion, table can lie, but the goal difference is more of a sense of how good they are. Right now, they're the joint second best team in the league. The best at plus 20 goal difference is Man City. The next best is plus 17, which is Arsenal, Liverpool, and Newcastle United, who actually with points are 6th right now. Are Newcastle in a false position, Robbie Earle, and are they still a team to finish in the top 4?
They are still a team. They absolutely have the capacity to be in the top 4. I think how deep or where they end up in the Champions League might have an opinion. What they bring in the January window in terms of adding some more depth to the squad is going to be important. I think the thing that's underappreciated for me is that they didn't go for the headline star manager and the headline star players are all going to take them to another level with all this money investment. And it shows that actually good coaching, hard work,
careful club
management and recruitment.
Yeah.
It's just as important,
really
Rob, as bringing anyone else. And well done to Eddie Howe and all the people who are running things at Tottenham.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.